Hey guys, Stag here. So this is my painting Consorting with the Dead. I originally had this concept for the Halloween coloring book. Initially I was gonna paint another ghost painting with ghost cats, and that's kind of where I got the concept for the little droopy eyes, because I put them on the cats because I thought they looked adorable. They were one of those doodles I just happened to do one night. But I wanted something for these girls to kind of set them apart because they're not really living. They're kind of ghosts, so they have kind of like these sad, tiny eyes, which if you've been following me on social media, you've probably been seeing little snippets of my Aliens series I've been working on, which I kind of brought those eyes back. The aliens I've been painting have 4 eyes, and I did the little droop eyes underneath big alien eyes. They have 4 eyes. So the concept was kinda like the ghosts are standing behind her, kind of whispering things. Maybe she didn't say goodbye on her spirit board. If you're unfamiliar with the board, it goes by kind of many names: talking board, spirit board, and Ouija board. So I've had a few experiences with these boards in my life. The first time was my cousin had one of the actual game board ones from Parker Brothers, and I was much younger, so obviously she was probably moving the game piece. So she pretty much made me believe that there was a body in this trunk in my grandmother's house. And like a year passed and I finally went and looked into the trunk, and obviously there was nothing in there but a bunch of junk. So I realized, oh, shenanigans. But I had always wanted one as a kid, and my mom would never buy me one. She had a terrible experience when she was younger, and she just doesn't want it. And a lot of people are just want nothing doing with them. There's so much bad juju, and like I never really had a problem with one. But you know, much later, when I was in my teenage years, the angsty goth years, a bunch of local kids asked me a few occasions to perform a seance and then to do the board, because apparently I need to know how to do these things because of the way I dress. So whatever, I ended up having fun with them and pretty much doing what my cousin did to me many years before, because sometimes shenanigans are just fun. So I had a lot of fun in this painting. I painted a good chunk of it online on stream. I stream live my painting on Twitch sometimes. You can catch me normally on nights, Eastern time. But I kind of experimented on the background a little bit, because I don't normally paint like leaves, or like I just do grass. But I wanted something that looked like fall leaves, because I was really feeling fall this year. The second the first leaf fell, I'm just like, all the Halloween things are right now, because like every year it's like I want to work on spookier art and I never seem to have time by around Halloween pops up. So I just decided this year, you know what, I'm just gonna do spooky art whenever, but I have more of an excuse now because I was working on that Halloween book, and I ended up with all these awesome concepts. And one of them are witches. I was just doodling, and they're kind of like a new gothy with the Wednesday Adam dress. But I just went with it. I like it. I like the style of them, so it's something different. Like, I didn't want to just do a pointed witch's hat, because I just feel like it's just so overdone over the years. And you never normally see them, you know. Honestly, witches can look like anyone. But if you're familiar with my art, you probably know by now that it's kind of creepy, it's kind of cute. It's kind of just this hodgepodge mess of inspiration between my life And my daughter, she makes things a little more whimsical. And for a long time when she was younger, I was doing more fantasy art. And I just kind of delved back into more darker things as she gets older. Because initially I was doing more like fantasy illustrations because I wanted to illustrate books. But now anymore it's just like, well, I can just paint. I don't need to illustrate books. Granted, I'm doing the coloring books, but those are kind of different because they're like my art. I'm not going out and trying to illustrate someone else's story. You know, my art is always just my story. So, you've probably seen a lot of, I guess, darker girls like this, clothing-wise. It's the way I feel more comfortable dressing, but I love using whites in art too for clothing because the shading is so great. But I've also been practicing with shading black because I know I talked about that in the last video or the video before that, where I've been using different colors to shade the black, because if you just go at it with black, it just looks very, very, very flat. So I normally paint it with a burnt umber mixed with white, and I have kind of like this grayish tone that's kind of more on the brown side, and I'll shade it with a purple and the burnt umber as opposed to actually just using black. But if I want to make the shading really, really deep, I end up throwing some of the Mars black on it, which I don't really use the other black. What is it? Is that that other black? I'm gonna drive myself crazy. I was thinking ivory black, which to me ivory should be kind of white. But anyway, I don't really use that one. I have like a big jar of it, but I haven't really touched it in like the 2 years that I've had it. I think it's more translucent, but I might be thinking of zinc white in comparison to titanium white, which I don't use a lot of zinc white either. I tried for a while because it is more translucent, and I was like, oh, you don't get like the cloudy milky effect when you're doing glazing, but I ended up liking the cloudy milky because I do a lot of kind of mystical forests. So it works for me, but everyone has their own, I guess, preferences. So when I was working on the book, I was listening to everything from conspiracies, and I was watching X-Files again, because I like to have shows just kind of on repeat in the background, and I need stuff that I've seen before that I can just kind of let it go and not pay attention with my eyes anyway. I was listening to a lot of creepypastas read on YouTube and just spooky things in general, and after working on the witches, I ended up kind of involving into these like cosmic witches slash aliens, and I really, really liked the concept and just kind of naturally went. But I want to paint some more of different alien races as well, like the standard gray alien and lizard men, just because I already have kind of concepts worked out for them, and I'm kind of excited to work on those too. But I know at some point I'm gonna have to stop working on the aliens and go back to working on something else, which has to be unicorns, since the unicorn coloring book is next, which I still have yet to start on. So thank you guys for watching. You can find me on social media. You can find the links in the description of the video and the names at the end of the video. You can also find me on Patreon, which you can subscribe and get monthly care packages featuring prints and products from that month that I made. Some cool stuff. But if you guys like the video, please, thumb it up, subscribe, comment. Try to get the word out on the videos and junk. I'd like to keep making them. It's been great getting to talk to people and hearing their input. Like, I don't know if you have had any experiences with the spirit boards or whatever, you know, comment that. I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, I don't always have time to answer back the comments right away. Like, I normally end up answering comments back every time I post a new video from, like, the previous video, because I don't just sit on YouTube all day. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.